The largest phylum of fungi is the Ascomycota. These are the sac fungi. More than 64,000 described species of ascomycetes. And the characteristic of the ascomycetes, the shared derived characteristics of the Ascomycota, is that they produce their sexually derived spores, the ascospores, in a sac-like structure called an ascus. Or if we have more than one ascus, we call them asci. Some are macrofungi, like most of the ones you can see on this page. The vast majority of them are microfungi that you would not see without looking through a microscope. And many of them are plant pathogens, but there are a number of saprobes and mutualistically symbiotic fungi as well. You can see typical cup fungi like Pisiza here in the upper right. Morels are actually not a basidio mushroom, but they're an ascomycete in the lower left there. In the center, in the bottom there, those are yeasts, baker's yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which, as I've probably told you, is the same as brewer's yeast, same fungus, just whether we're exploiting it for its carbon dioxide production or its ethanol production. And then in the lower right there, that is claviceps, which is growing on wheat, or on rye, actually. That is a plant pathogen. You can see those sort of darkened spots on there. That's the fungal plant pathogen, which is sort of famous for some of its secondary compounds that cause people to become sick when they consume what's called ergotized rye. So long story short, ergot, that fungal disease of rye, is where the synthetic analog LSD, the hallucinogenic drug, was first derived. So here you can see a number of different ascomycete fungi and photomicrographs. You can see what asci typically look like. The ascus sac typically is linear with 8 ascospores produced inside of it, as you can see in a couple of these images, the one labeled G in the upper right there, and in the lower right, and in the lower left. In that picture on the left in the center, you can see just rows and rows of ascospores being produced within asci. Zoom out a little bit and you get an image similar to that one in the upper left. And then that structure in the center at the top there is another type of ascocarp that is microscopic, that's shaped more like a flask than a cup. All right, so in the next video, I will show you how to draw the life cycle of a typical ascomycete, and then we will come back and talk about one of our grades of fungi, the imperfect fungi.